So Kwame Brown is known as one of the biggest NBA draft busts of all time. He was the first #1 pick coming straight out of high school and was pretty much the poster boy of players that should never have come to the NBA straight out of high school. But in this video I will be talking about where is he now. So obviously, as we know, he was one of the best high school players in his draft class. That class also included Eddie Curry, who was a standout in high school, and Tyson Chandler. He was the high school player in the year as a senior, and he finished his high school career at Glynn Academy in Georgia as the school's all-time leading rebounder and shot blocker, and also finished second all-time in scoring while making the 2001 All-American team. Originally, he was supposed to play for the University of Florida, but later he declared for the 2001 NBA draft, where he was actually drafted by the Washington Wizards under team owner Michael Jordan. To be honest, this was one of the worst situations for Kwame Brown, because obviously Michael Jordan is cutthroat. It gave him no time to develop as a rookie, and with Michael Jordan there, the team wasn't in tank mode. They weren't in a mode to start giving a lot of responsibility to a rookie. They were MJ's team, and they were an old MJ's team. Brown showed a lack of maturity in his rookie year, averaging only 4.5 points and 3.5 rebounds per game. However, the Wizards actually believed in Brown's potential, and in his second year he saw a lot more action and actually started 20 games. He also put up 7.4 points and 5.3 rebounds per game, which is not that bad. In his third season, he continued to improve and posted career highs in points 10.9 and rebounds 7.4, and also demonstrated his great potential against Sacramento Kings, where he scored 30 points and grabbed 19 boards. Obviously, after 3 years coming straight out of high school, that's the equivalent of someone coming into the NBA after their junior year, and he was honestly a solid player. And actually, after 3 years, he rejected a 5-year $30 million offer and instead decided to test free agency. In his fourth season, he only played in 42 games, which was not great, and only averaged 7 points per game. And he also feuded with Gilbert Arenas and a lot of other teammates, as well as his coach. And on the 2nd of August 2005, he was actually traded to the LA Lakers in exchange for Caron Butler and Chucky Atkins. To be honest, Caron Butler ended up being an all-star in Washington, so it was a great trade for them. Kwame Brown was the starting center for most of his time in LA, and him and Smush Parker pretty much summed up what was one of the worst eras in LA Lakers history. To be honest, apart from the current era that they're going through, was probably the worst era in LA Lakers history, and it really ruined a lot of Kobe Bryant's prime. On February 1st, 2008, Kwame Brown was actually traded to the Memphis Grizzlies for Pau Gasol, what was considered one of the most lopsided trades in NBA history. But to be honest, the Grizzlies probably came out winners of that trade. They ended up getting the rights to Marc Gasol as well as 2 first-round picks. Even though Kwame Brown was a bust, Marc Gasol was arguably a better player for the Memphis Grizzlies than his brother Pau ever was. In 2008, he signed with the Detroit Pistons on a 2-year deal worth $8 million, played the 2 years and actually started 30 games in his first year, but only won the second year. Did only average 4.2 points per game, but still was a bit of a presence on defense, was quite good defensively, and definitely kind of held a spot in the NBA for a couple of years. In 2010-2011, he did sign for the Charlotte Bobcats, which pretty much put to bed any of the rumours that Michael Jordan hated Kwame Brown. Michael Jordan ruined his career, because Michael Jordan did sign him with the Charlotte Bobcats and started him 50 out of 66 games. That was probably the best year of his career after his third year, averaging 7.9 points per game and 6.8 rebounds per game for a not bad Charlotte Bobcats team. That was the year before the lockout year, where they were arguably the worst team in history, and he did play quite well. The next season he played 9 games for the Golden State Warriors, and the season after that he played 22 games, starting 11 for the Philadelphia 76ers, and that was the last time we saw Kwame Brown in the NBA. But where is Kwame Brown now? This year, Kwame Brown, like many other retired NBA players, played in the Big 3 League, which was set up by Ice Cube. He played for the Three-Headed Monsters team, and in his first game he got 17 points and grabbed 13 boards. Kwame Brown actually played like a fairly good basketball player, which, to be honest, I think he wasn't that bad in the NBA. I think he's one of the most over-criticized players of all time, because he was a starter for half of his career. There's a lot of much bigger bust than Kwame Brown, but that Stephen A. Smith rant nearly 10 years ago pretty much means that Kwame Brown will forever be known as one of the biggest busts of all time. But he did play well this season in Big 3, leading the three-headed monsters to the championship game, where they lost in an extremely tight game, even though Kwame Brown did put up 10 points and get 4 boards. Kwame Brown has also done a really interesting interview where he talks about his time in the NBA, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. It's actually really good to read, and it kind of just sums up everything about his career, and it sums up what it's like to be in the head of a person who's perceived as one of the biggest busts of all time. So anyway, that's the video. If you guys want me to do this for any other players, leave it in the comments. I'm thinking of doing one for Andrea Bargnani, but if you guys don't want to see it, I won't. So anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.